Well, I'm not quite sure what's gone on here. Well, I am. I've just realised the water is absolutely pouring through the stern tube, and I've spotted that the stern tube greaser, the pipe, is rubbed through up against the new exhaust I had fitted. So I've got an engine bay full of water. I've been sat here for a few days and all it's been doing is pouring in. I haven't even looked at opening up the engine bay because of there's no reason to, if you know what I mean, because I haven't moved the boat. So I'm just pumping it all out at the moment. I'm using my little 12-volt pump. The reason I'm using that is because I don't actually have the sump pump connected up at the moment. Well, you must all remember, well, probably you don't all remember, but I did a little video of moving the stern gland greaser from under the engine boards to above the engine boards, which we're looking at right now here, which is great. It's absolutely fantastic. It's brilliant. The only thing is, because I don't have to lift up the deck boards now to do it, I didn't see that there was a problem. Well, what's happened is the tube, which goes down to the stern tube, the little plastic tube you can see there, where it goes past the exhaust bracket to there, it's been chafering. So I'm guessing that's been going on since I had the new exhaust put in, and it's chafered through. So every time I turn the greaser there, I'm thinking I'm putting grease to the stern tube, but it's not. It's all coming out by the exhaust, and I'll show you that when I lift the deck boards up later. So the problem, I think, why I've been getting so much water into the stern of the boat through the stern tube is because there's no grease in it. It's obviously worn all the grease away, and when I tightened it up yesterday, it didn't stop it leaking, and I think that is definitely the problem. No grease getting to the stern tube. So I'm hoping that when I replace this tube later on today, I've run the engine this morning, so it's hot in there at the moment, so I want it to cool down. When I replace the tube later, I will stop the problem. So I've dug my bag out with all my sort of plastic pipe fittings out for, be it plumbing or whatever. Bits and pieces everywhere here. Well, this is what we're interested in, really, is here. Don't need that. Found out here I couldn't find my olives for the new tubing here. So I got the new tubing. I managed to find the olives. I've put them in here, put them in the safe place. Look, as you always do, it takes you 2 hours to find them when you're looking for them. So I think these are the right olives. They fit on the pipe anyway. I think they go. Which way round they go? I don't think it matters. Oops. I'll grab another one out. So they slot onto this tubing like so. Obviously, you run the fitting up first, and you pull the fitting down to it, and then you tighten it into the greaser or the which are both either end, you know. So that's what I've got to do. I'm hoping they're the right olives, because as soon as I'm going to have to cut the pipe to get the fitting off. So yeah, I know there's plenty of tube here, so I don't have a problem with the length of the tube. But yeah, so that's what I've got to do this afternoon, is replace all that and then pump the engine room dry again. Right, so I've got the engine's cooled off now. I've had lunch and everything, so I've got the pipe out, and I've also got a little bit of water pipe there, so I've just put over the top, because I'm thinking with that over the top of it, I'll push that down to wherever it was chafing off before, and that'll give it some protection. Meanwhile, I'm just going to cut this tape off and get ready to go. Well, I'm ready to go here, and start off. I'm going to take this off and check that the olives are the right size. I think that's a 14 mil. Might be 15 mil. It's 15 mil. It might even be. It might be imperial. Might be 3/4 inch. It is. Take that off. Right. They're a special connector. That's not the same as the ones I've got. Not even close. Right. I'm going to have to order some up, I guess. I don't want to try the other ones in case I don't have another one of these nuts. So I cut that off. I've got to cut that off to test it. Let's see if I can find another one of these. I might have something kicking around somewhere. And then I can put an end onto here, put it on and see if it works. Because if it works, then I'm good to go. And if it doesn't, if I put it right on the end, I can chop the end off this. I can lose an inch or so off of here. It won't matter at all. So let's see if I can find another one of these nuts. Well, I haven't been able to fix it. I know I've got another one of these connectors somewhere on the boat. I know it. I know I've got one. I know I've got two actually, because when I bought this pipe, it came as a kit. They've got to be on the boat somewhere, but I can't find them. So anyway, I also can't find anywhere to order these type of olives without buying another kit. So I don't really want to have to pay 12 quid for a kit. But what I have done is bought a joiner. So I'm going to, where the crack is, or where it's leaking from, or where it's rubbed through, I can cut it there, and I'm going to put a new connector into it. So that will do it that way. So I've just ordered that up on Amazon. Today's Saturday, but the post office here at Barlston, where I am at the moment, opens on a Saturday. So hopefully it'll be here tomorrow and I can fix it. I must tighten this back up before I forget. So I just put a connector in, cut it and rejoin it where it's damaged. So I won't be moving tomorrow. So join me again tomorrow and we'll try and fix this. Well, my Amazon delivery has arrived. I have new connectors here. So I've got to cut the pipe and put this in. I've got a couple of the deck boards up already. I'm not sure how much of this I'm going to be able to film. Down there, down the bottom there, so I can hold the camera. Right, down there you can see where all the grease is coming out of the pipe. There must be and that support there for the exhaust is obviously rubbing up against, and say the grease is coming out. So what I'm going to have to be doing is I think I'm going to release the pipe from up the top here so I can drag it back a little bit, try and get my feet down in there, cut the pipe and join it. I have my plastic pipe cutters here for doing that. So let's see how we go. I think first of all though, I'm going to release the pipe there. I believe it's a 16mm spanner. I'm going to release this off. So we can pull that down and give me a little bit more room there. So let's push that down to there, so it gives me a bit of play on the pipe. That's right. I'm not going to be able to film this. I'm going to just show you when it's completed. See there, I'll put the new connector in. I've cut the hose and joined it together. I brought it this side of the exhaust this time, or the manifold muffler. I need to, I can put something around to try and stop it. I've mopped up most of the grease. So there. And this is the bit I've cut out. You can see, I'm not sure if that's melted or what. Definitely worn, isn't it? So that was the problem anyway. So I'm going to reconnect up the top. Hopefully I've got enough to pull it back up through, which I have. That connected back up there. Uh, 17mm spanner. No, it's not. It's a 16mm spanner. 15mm spanner even. Yeah, 15mm. It's a bit tight on there. It's funny, it fits the other one perfectly. 5/8 seems a bit this better. I think this may be a Whitworth fitting on here. Nice and tight there. Now I've pulled that around. The connector is actually against the exhaust bracket there, so it's not going to wear that brass out, I don't think. Let's give it a bit better. Tighten up. Squeeze some grease down through. It's very tight now. What I'm going to do is start the engine and put it in drive. Even now, it's basically stopped dripping, let alone pouring. Loads of drip. That's okay. One drip like that every sort of a minute is fine. I could put up with that, no problem at all. I couldn't put up with it pouring in. Right, let's start her up and see what happens. I'm hoping once it starts, if I put it into drive and you start getting, it'll pull the grease in to the stern tube, so I can pump a bit more into it. Right, now I've started it, it's dripping again. So let's put it into reverse for a bit. Yeah, it's coming through quite a lot right there. Go forwards. Once again, it's coming in quite badly. So we're going to tighten this down again. Put some more grease through. I'm going to let it run for a while, see if I can actually then get some more grease down, because I can't turn the handle anymore. So we'll come back to that in a moment. I now have it in drive, and there's the odd drip occasionally. I'm quite happy with that. I'm quite happy to cruise with that. I can pump that out ever so often with or suck it out with the wet and dry vacuum. Well, I'm pleased with that. It's the odd drip here and there. And I think as I can get more grease into there, I think what's happened, because it wasn't getting grease into the stern tube, it's probably burnt the grease up in there. It's probably got very hot, and I think the packing's is holding up okay. I only put new packing in a year ago, so I think that's holding up okay. I don't think it's damaged that too much. We'll find out. If it keeps leaking, I'll change the packing as well. But now I've got to get all the water out of the bilge. So to start off with that, I've got my little 12-volt pump. As I say, the bilge pump is not working currently. I moved it and it wouldn't reach the cables. I thought, oh, I'll do that next time I'm in the engine room. Then I hurt my leg, and to be honest with you, I don't like climbing down in the engine room at the moment, because if I bang it again, I'm in all sorts of trouble. When I banged it the other day, it started bleeding out again everywhere. So I'm being very careful not to go down there. I can do this if I need to. So my 12-volt socket's here at the back. It's got a USB one plugged into that one. It's a double socket here. Get that into there. Red light's on. I'll grab my pump. I'll drop it down right at the back here. It just about reaches the cable does to the right at the back. I'm actually I'm down in here a little bit, and I'll just so it's right down in there now. I'll put the hose over the side of the boat. And I pull that hose fairly straight. It's now in there fairly upright. So I'm going to go and turn it on. On it goes. And water pumping out. Well, there's still about half an inch of water left in the bottom. I will get that out with the wet and dry vac. The problem is it's not particularly sunny at the moment. I'm not getting a lot of solar, so I'm going to actually wait and leave that until I've either run the boat for a bit or it's nice and sunny to run the vac. Otherwise I'm just going to drain my batteries, or I'm going to have to run the engine to do it. Don't really want to run the engine while I've just got the vacuum going. So I'll leave that for a few days. Well, I'll probably do it tomorrow after I stop. So I intend to move tomorrow. My original intention was to move today. I'm glad I didn't, because it rained this morning. I'd have got soaked just as I got to Stoke Locks, I think. So I'm really glad I didn't move. It was that real fine, heavy sort of drizzle, if you know what I mean. It gets you wet, very wet, but it's not really heavy rain. Well, anyway, I'm glad I brought that little video to you, just to show you things don't always go plain sailing on a boat. I didn't know about that. I didn't know that it wasn't getting the grease through. Turned the grease handle and it was quite high pressure, you know. It wasn't as if it was going jump, 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 jump and go, thinking it was going nowhere. I think that's, anyway, that was definitely a problem. Whether I fixed the stern tube now permanently, I don't know. I might have to take all the packing out, the old packing, and put all new packing in. I do have some more packing on the boat, so I can do that. I'd like my leg to be a little bit better off before I have to get right down into the bilge again. And I certainly have to pump all the water out first so I can stand down there in the bilge to do that. So that might be a job for the future. Otherwise, hopefully it works. All I think of has probably happened is the grease has got a bit burnt in there, a bit blackened up. And by squeezing a lot of new grease into there, hopefully over a few days, it will squeeze all new grease in there and actually lubricate it properly as it should, and pack it in with the packing so it doesn't leak, because it is a waterproof grease. That's what I'm hoping anyway. So yeah, we'll find out in a few days. And if it doesn't work, I'll let you know. Otherwise, it's the end of this video. Well, I thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that helps the channel out in all the different ways you do. Well, that just leaves me to say thank you very much for watching. Trevor out.